Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Apps. Today is an exciting day because BOSS today have released the BOSS Gen 3 100 head, and this thing is absolutely awesome. Now, this isn't a first for BOSS. BOSS have released the head version since the Mark I Katana, but this one here has got a couple of tricks up its sleeve to take it to the next level. So what I'm going to do today is to show you how quick and easy it is to make a high gain tone using this BOSS Katana Gen 3 head. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, I tend to like to use the clean channel on the BOSS Katana and then add drives to it to create more of a high gain tone. But now that BOSS have introduced the bloom control on the BOSS Katana Gen 3 head, this completely changes the game for me. And I think the brown setting sounds absolutely fantastic using the bloom setting. So what I'm going to be doing is to use a combination of playing with the controls on top of the Katana and also from BOSS Tone Studio. You can download BOSS Tone Studio from BOSS's website, and I'd highly recommend you do that. You can do all of the stuff that I'm going to be doing today using the Bluetooth app on the BOSS Katana. But as I used the Bluetooth app last time, I thought I'd use BOSS Tone Studio for those people that prefer to do that. Now, before we start creating the tone, I just want to demonstrate this bloom button because I think it's absolutely fantastic. The bloom button revoices the amp's feel and response, and it makes a hell of a difference. So what I'm going to do first of all, got it on the push setting, sounds like this. I wonder sometimes why I buy expensive amps, because this sounds just as good. So let's have a look at this high gain tone. I'm going to switch this over to the brown setting, and it sounds like this. And now with the bloom button. Now, I could pretty much leave it there. Instantly, that sounds absolutely fantastic. And that's with all the controls about 12 o'clock. But let's tweak a couple of the controls just to make it more suitable for the tones that I like. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do, and you will need Tone Studio or the Bluetooth app for this. If you go to System Settings, and we're going to use a global EQ. Now, one of the things that's really important, or I think is really important about this sort of modelling style amplifier, most guitar speakers have a high end response that starts to roll off around about 4K. And the thing about modelling amplifiers are that they contain so much more frequency than your average guitar amp or your normal sort of valve guitar amp and guitar speaker. So one of the things that I think makes a difference is to actually use the high cut to roll off to about 5K. Now, it's a subtle difference, but if I take it off, see, we've got all that high-end information. And bringing the high cut down to about 5K, I think makes all the difference. So let's close that and start tweaking the controls of the amp. Now we've got the bloom control engaged. I'm also going to engage the variation button as well. The variation button adds this really nice sort of crispiness to the sound that I really like. The first thing that I want to change is the reverb. The reverb is a plate, it's very bright, it's a bit too much. So let's change that to a hall. Growing up in the 80s, I tend to like sort of big effects like reverb and delays. And the whole effect inside the BOSS Katana is really fantastic. Next, let's have a look at delay. Now, because I'm using the USB out on this, and this is the same sound as if you've got your headphones plugged into it, we get nice big sort of stereo effects, which is one of the bonuses of the Gen 3 Katanas. So what I'm going to do is to switch the delay on, and I'm going to change the analog delay to the pan delay. This is like a ping pong delay. And if we bring up the effects level, you'll hear the delays bouncing from side to side. Now, I don't want that much top end in, so I'm going to bring the high cut down to about 4K. Now that's creating a nice bit of stereo width, which I always tend to like on my guitar tones. And with the BOSS Katana, you get a couple of options in terms of cab resonance, and you can think of this as an EQ on the back end of the amplifier. Now by default it's set to modern, but if you change it to vintage, it makes a massive difference. Now, if that's not enough gain for you, what I'd recommend, as opposed to turning up the gain anymore, just going into your booster, and I'm going to change this to the blues overdrive, and just adding a little bit of gain from the booster setting can push your rhythm tone into more of a lead tone. So there you go. Now using the Katana with BOSS Tone Studio or with the Bluetooth app, it makes it a breeze to edit, and you can get a whole variety of tones that you wouldn't normally get just by using the front panel on the Katana. Anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe, click on the bell button, and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.